Hello guys, we shall see now rotor resistance starter. Yes, we are using what? An external rheostat which is connected in star connection, you can see, and we are going to connect to the rotor. Yes, you heard me right, you are going to connect to the rotor part. So this is only possible with a slip ring induction motor type and not with a squirrel cage induction motor, as the end rings are shorted there in squirrel cage and we don't have such brush slip ring arrangement here. But uh, we have such arrangements only in the slip ring induction motor type, and the reason why we need to go for slip ring induction motor, because here we can achieve high starting torque. Say if the load is initially very high, that case we can go with such motors, that is slip ring induction motor type. Okay, now let us see how it works. Okay, now you can see that at the stator part there is no any reduction of voltage and all. Whatever it gives the full rated voltage here in the stator part. But here you can see this is your rotor part and all, and this is the star connected, and even the stator is also star connected. You can see this, let us assume this is a R, and this is connected to, it is permanently connected. Okay, this is no any like connection with the brush and all. This is permanently fixed to the slip ring. You can call this as slip ring S1, slip ring S2, or slip ring S3. You can see the slip ring S1 is connected where? It's connected via this. So whatever current will flow, it flows like this, it flows like this, and it flows like this, and it flows via resistance. Okay, and it completes the path depending upon this or this. Okay, next one, similarly you can call it as B phase. It goes like this, slip 2, it connected here. Yes, it flows via resistance to the neutral. Similarly, Y phase is connected like this, it goes like this, connected to here. Okay, should be here. So current flows from via to the resistance. Okay, it should be actually here. Okay, all three external rheostats are equally varied. Okay, now what we'll do is, now we're going to supply, switch on supply. As we know that full rated voltage is going applied to the stator, so obviously full rated EMF will get induced in the rotor, that is E2, S times of E2, where S is equal to 1 initially, so E1 will be equal to E2. So what happens? Full induced voltage will be, whatever induced voltage in the rotor is proportional to the supply voltage V. So what happens? This induced voltage will make rated current. It's like 5 to 8 times that of rated current will start to flow in the R as well as Y as well as B. But that doesn't happen. Why? Because current will start to flow via resistance. If it was a shorted, say if we are shorting these three things, then it would be true, that is 5 to 8 times that of rated current. But now it is not happening. So even after the rated voltage is induced in it, but current is going to limit. Why? Because it is going to flow via the external rheostat connected to the slip rings via brush and all. So not only just with this phase, it happens with Y as well as B phase. Okay, it is all going to flow via resistances. So what happens now? My rotor current I2 or I2R, you can call, during running condition, it is getting limited here. It gets reduced. If that get reduced, what happens? Your uh, rotor current will also, totally it will get reduced for all the three phases, thus avoiding your motor from uh, high starting current. Okay, one advantage of this method is what? Uh, you can have high starting torque. Okay, if the load is high and all, you can have high starting torque, so that machine will run even after connecting the high load and all. Okay, and again once your motor picks up certain speed like 50 to 80%, then what I can do is you can reduce the rheostat. Okay, you can reduce the rheostat and you can bring it anyhow at this position. Okay, or sometimes automatic relays are there to cut off this and short this. Okay, happens very simultaneously. One disadvantage is what? Huge power voltage drop or power drop occurs in this all these three phases as we are connecting via the resistances or rheostat. Okay, this is how the rotor resistance starter works. Thus it helps in preventing high current at the start. Now let us go to the DOL starter, direct online starter. Here Remember, this starter doesn't limit any what initial current, okay, initial starting current. These doll starters are used for the machines which are rated below 5 HP or up to 5 HP. We are going to use such doll starters. And anyhow, for 5 HP motors or below 5 HP motors, we don't require this doll starter. But we have other advantages of using doll starter. Even after all, it is not limiting the starting current, and we know that the machines which are under 5 HP and all, the starting current is not that much of high. We can use these machines running without using doll starter, but we have some advantages, so we are using doll starter. So what are the advantages? So this machine, if say your machine is overloaded and all, so there are some thermal overload relay which are connected in the 3-phase input supply, and this will sense that thermal, that is rise in the temperature in the motor part. So due to that rise, what happens after say reaching certain limit and all, it's going to cut off the supply. So when it's going to cut off, then what happens? There will be no any supply to the stator. Your motor will come to off. And also this is one of the advantages. Other advantages, if say one of the supply goes off, then what happens? If there are only 2 phases intact, one supply is not there from the supply itself, then also the motor will what you can say, motor will cut off the supply. Okay, let us see how it does, how it works. Okay, now we can see 3-phase supply is given. This is coming. We are taking connection to the fuse, as well as these are the thermal overload relays, and I can see it is connected till here. Okay, R, Y, B phase. You can see this is a rod. Actually, on the rod we are having 3 connectors: connector 1, connector 2, connector 3, 4 connectors. Okay, totally 4 connectors are there, so connected to the certain rod. Okay, and you can see initially it is not connecting this as well as this as well as this as well as this as well as this. Okay, so initially it is open. Now let us see, and again you can see from here it is connected to the stator part. Okay, left part is your kV or supply input. It is next part is stator. From the doll starter I'm going to connect to the RYB phase of the stator, and this is your squirrel cage rotor. Like I said, it has been used for less HP machines, or less than 5 HP machines. Okay, now you can see, now let us see how it works. Okay, see there are 2 switches here. One is NO, one is NC. NO means nothing but what? Normally open, and NC means normally closed. Okay, so these are all push buttons. Okay, when you push, what happens? It will change its state. Again, when you remove your finger from that button, again it comes back to its original. Say if it is normally open, means if I push means it will be closing. Again, if I remove the finger, it will become again open. Similarly, normally close, usually it will be closed one. If I push, it will get open this circuit. Again, when I remove the finger, it will again close the switch. Okay, now let us say I am going to connect the 3-phase AC supply to this. Okay, anyhow these are contactors are not going to connect anything. Okay, still it is opened. Now as you can see, normally closed, so this point and this point are connected initially, you can see, but here what happens, this point and this point are not connected. Okay, now let us say supply is given. Now I'm going to push this. Okay, so when I push this button, you can see this point and this point are going to connect. Okay, this point and this point are going to connect. Now let us see the direction of flow of current. Let's start with this point. Okay, so when I push this, so what happens? It is connected to the phase B phase. It is current going to flow like this, as well as like this, as well as like this, and good goes here. Again it is open circuit, so current will not go from here to here, as it is open initially. Yes or no? So instead of current flowing this path, current will try to flow this path. Anyhow it is normally closed, we are not touching this, so current goes like this, here it travels. This is the magnetizing coil. Let me remind you, this is a magnetizing coil. We shall see the functioning of this later. So current flows like this, and it connects here, right? So current is flowing from this part to again this part. So what I'm trying to say is this magnetizing coil is connected across Y as well as B phase. Yes or not? This magnetizing coil is connected across Y and B phase. So when it happens, so what happens? Obviously current will flow, and due to the flow of current, what happens? A flux gets generated, so this gets magnetized, you can call this will be magnetized one. So due to this magnetization, what it does, this will start to attract this contactor, okay. So when it attracts, this contactor will move from left to right, okay. This rod will also move along with this, not just this contactor will move along with this contactor. This rod will be pulled from left to right, okay. It pulls like this. So when it pulls like this, what happens, you can say this contactor connects this, and this contactor connects this. Similarly, this contactor connects this, as well as this contactor connects this. So when it happens, what happens? R phase flows to stator, Y phase flows to stator, as well as B phase flows to stator, right? Now let us come to this normal open. So once your motor, obviously once all these three phases are connected, your motor will start to run. Now what I will do is I will remove this. So when I remove the finger, so what happens, again becomes open. Yes. So if it becomes open, means this whatever magnetizing coil is there should not receive current. So if it doesn't receive current, then what happens, it will be no more magnetized, it gets demagnetized. If it's get demagnetized, again what happens, it will no more attract, again it will pull back, means so actually spring arrangement will be there, again it will be the contact will move from right to left. But does it happen? So let us see. When I open, so what happens now? Now current will try to flow like this. It tries to flow like this. It tries to flow like this. It comes here, anyhow it is open. Yes or not? As I said, it's push button. Now current will start to flow and flow, as well as here, as well as here. But here what happens, like I said already, your contactor is connected here. So through the contactor, it flows like this, as well as here. So from here to here, right? B phase. True. So what happened now? Even after removing the normally open, removing your finger from this button, still your magnetizing coil is getting current flowing in it. So still it remains magnetized even after it normal open switch is opened, okay. As I told you how the path is. So here again flows to here, okay, from this. So current will flowing from this part and this part, okay. Now how to turn off this machine? So very simple, don't bother about this. Now it's only its role is only during start. Now NC normally close will help us to stop the machine. So usually it is closed. Once I open this, you can see that it's open. Current, as like I said before, it was flowing from here to here, as well as here to here, I said. Now when it opens, so what happens, current flowing through magnetizing coil cuts off. That is, it will be no more flowing. Current will be zero. When current flows zero in this magnetizing coil, it will nowhere attract this what you can call contactor. So when it no more attracts, so like I said, there is a spring arrangement. So the spring arrangement will pull back this rod from right to left. So when it happens, so what happens there? So all these three phases get disconnected. So motor will receive no more supply from all three phases. So the motor will turn off. Okay. Even after, you can see, like I said, if single phase condition is occurring. So if there is any single phase, two phases are intact, or a single phase is coming, then also what happens? Your motor will turn off. How? See, let us say only one phase is there, two phases are off. So once you can see, there is no any phase here, so only R phase is coming. Let us take a scenario, and Y phase and B phase are off. So once this happen, you can see, as it was connected here, once you normally open, it was there. So what happens, current was flowing like this, as well as like this, and here to here. So once it turn off, then what happens, current will no more flow from this path, right? No more flow from this path. So what happens here, no more flow from this path. There will be no any magnetization. It will demagnetize, and it will be no more attract in the contact. Again, this rod will be pulled from right to left, okay. This is the single phase condition. This is what similar it happens with the Y phase too, okay. Just you can trace the path, you'll come to know what exactly is, okay. You can see current was flowing from this path to this path. If this is not having any flow of current in this, means obviously there is no any flow of current from this to this, no any flow of current in this magnetizing coil, so thus it will cut off the supply. thus